Let's talk about childhood trauma and love. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode with me, Lazy. So I've been thinking, okay, why do I love saying I've been thinking, but it's true, I've been thinking because I might say I'm a victim of circumstance, but not like I was the one affected. This one, hey, to a campaign. I don't know if people can hear the background noise because the campaign passing outside. Tuongee about childhood trauma na love inaweza kuaffect um, either wewe ama unaweza portray to the third party, the third person, maybe, if that makes sense. So I have had an experience, and I think also watching Lynn's video about this abusive dad, you see, like imemu affect who them in a way that she doesn't believe, like she really has doubts when it comes to love, because anaona the same thing might happen to her, you see. So I don't know, but you see, between the age of, okay, I was reading on Google, I was googling out, let me say so, and the first 7 years, some say the first 10 years of a child are very delicate because whatever they see, they never forget. Like, ask me about an incident 3 years ago, probably nimesahau. But ask me about an incident when I was barely 6 years, I can relate and I can remember out so well. So, like that thing, you see, my mind by then could grab a lot. As far like 3 years ago, naweza kuwa like, I sikumbuki, because even there's a case where I'm like, you remember this time, like hata siwezi kumbuka. Like a scenario ni high school, naweza kuwa nimesahau, but my primary life, like I cannot, nitakumbuka, I'm like ilikuwa this time, because I remember in primary tulikuwa tunaenda music, and then that day I think we were in class 7, no, we were in class 6. You see, I was still a child, let me see. So I was class 5. I was not even a teenager then. Yes, I was like a preteen, let me say so. So if you ask me about an incident that happened years ago in primary, naweza kumbuka because I remember that day we were going out, we were supposed to travel, and then our head teacher was like, the disappointment, the shock. So we never left for music. I can totally remember, can clearly remember so well because it happened tulikuwa place fulani, niko na hiyo picture kabisa in mind. I can remember so well, tulikuwa tumejipanga, but during that ikafika hiyo wakati he bailed out like, you are not going anywhere, go back to class. And you see, I still have that thing in mind, like naweza kumbuka kabisa alitufanyia ABCD. But now in high school, like, even my friends were telling me, unakumbuka hii siku? I'm like, kwani nyinyi mnakumbuka aje? You see, there are some memories you cannot remember, but there are those, like, they just stick in your mind completely. You cannot, huwezi zisahau. And that brings me to this topic about childhood trauma. Like, there's so many things a child would not forget. Me normally go home, and there are these two small babies. You know, if you just buy that baby a sweet, she'll be like, Masi, ulikuja ukanibaia sweet. You see, she has that memory, like haezi sahau. Ataenda akiambia watu, Masi alinibaia hii, Masi alinifanyia hii, Masi aliniletea hii. She completely, she can't forget. The same thing happens to when you're like grown ups, of course. So childhood trauma, like that first phase of life, I think the first 10 years of a child are very delicate, and her mind or his mind, like psychologically, mentally, they grab a lot. I'm not yet a parent, but at least I know kidogo because I've seen it. So I was saying childhood trauma and love, like how can it impact? I'm sorry to say, but you see, I dated this person and we had like different upbringings. So for him, he couldn't believe the fact that your father can call you on a daily basis, because my father, at least I think lately ameanza kuacha, siamona sijui nimegrow or something, but he could call me like every day. And I noticed the person I was dating, he was like, kama hakuwa anafurahianga sana, cause like, How comes your father calls you every day, anakupigia simu, at the end of the call be like, oh daddy ni sawa, okay, nakupenda. Like, how? For him, he couldn't believe, because one, he never grew up with that thing. Like, for him, he never got to experience mm, that love. You see, throughout his childhood life, hakupata ile affirmation, like, you can be loved, you can be checked upon. Like, for him, he doesn't believe. And at one moment we had an argument, alafu akaniambia, we babako amekulea vibaya, babako amekulea vibaya. I'm like, what? I don't think any parent in his or her right mind is able to bring up a child alafu ikuje ikue amemlea vibaya. I don't think, I don't find a reason as to why. He is a parent right now, probably he'll make the best out of it, because he could, each time we talk, like, babako anakulea vibaya, babako amekuzoesha vibaya. I'm like, what do you mean? This is just a strict dad. And up to date I still fear my dad. I'm like, whenever I see his call, anyone around me, either mtanyamaza or I'll go in a quiet place and just address to him. But for him, he could be like, babako amekulea vibaya, babako, yani, he had kind of negativity towards that, because he never got to experience this kind of love, you know, like his childhood life, he never got to experience this, and it has affected him in his upbringing. He couldn't. And I think it was one difficult relationship I was in, because if you could tell him I love you, hey manze, nilikuwa napata majibu. One moment I told him just on a phone call, okay sir, babe, I love you. Okay, these are the funny things that I normally sit back, I'm like, nilikuwa nafanya. Because if you tell him I love you and you call him babe, you'll be like, unanita babe juu nataka pesa yangu. Like, he couldn't believe in that. And I can count the number of times this guy could, like, I really don't remember. He could just be like, Mercy, you know, it was a hard one, actually. So this guy suffered childhood trauma. Like, he really had issues with love. Hii kwake mapenzi ya mzazi, alikuwa nani, kama babako, akiona babako anakupigia simu kila siku, cause me, I think my dad calls me most of the time, cause me, my mom will be like, ebu nipigie simu, maybe I don't have credit, and then I'll call her. But my dad will be like, mnaendelea aje, checking on you, how you guys doing, and all those kind of things. So for him, alilakio, you see. And that's why we should try, if you're in a position to bring up your child, show him or her love, because you don't know what this person is growing up to be. They might grow up and start hating, like not liking. They have this negativity, and you know, inaweza fika point, maybe I'm home and then I'd ask my dad, hey daddy, hiyo nguo inakaa, hiyo koti iko sawa? Asante mama. You say those kind of things. Now for him, and this is where my self-esteem, like, ilishuka. That time it was a tough one. So he could be like, if you ask him, hii hairstyle inakaa aje, nimeshuka, nataka kushuka hivi. See the way madem tunakuanga, you've seen this hairstyle on TV, you've seen this kind of a good dress, you know, and then you ask him, and the response he used to give me, hawezi kaa vizuri nayo, hiyo nguo hata ikutoi vizuri, hiyo nywele haikai poa, mi sitaki dem anashuka, I'll marry a lady who doesn't do hair. Like, imagine this is someone you're dating and is giving all those kind of responses. It was so shattering, by the way. It was really. And before you realize it, your self-esteem will start, like, going low. Huwezi kajiamini, unavaa nguo na watu wakiona nasema, ai hapana, mi siko sawa, hapana, hii nguo haiko poa, because your self-esteem has been shattered. And it's not his fault. You looking back, looking way back, there's something this person lacked or missed, or was not given, rather. So that brings me to childhood trauma. And then another thing, my friend, whom I'll not even mention, her baby, she was with her baby to my house, and I realized my friend and the boyfriend, because I can't call him hubby, my friend and the boyfriend, they really used to fight a lot, you see. So this baby was really young, but you could clearly see So mtu yake akitaka kitu anakuja na like she can grab, if you're eating anaweza kuja grab ama akuchape, like baby could literally slap you, you see, akuchape kofi ama shike sani yako hivi wewe umezuba nini, like you see he was just this, he had like anger issues and he's young, he was barely not even 2. So there's something this child is saying his or her parents doing that is triggering him to do the same thing around. Angekuja achukue, yani you could clearly tell akuje, he's like he want to fight you but this is a baby anyway, because he has been seeing these things happening na imemwingia. You see that the childhood memory, the childhood mentality, the mind of a baby, ameona hizi vitu zikiendelea, so for him or her it is okay to do this, like he has to use force to get something, because he's been seeing the dad beating up the mother, they are fighting, quarreling, and then you could see like he's, you see, and kama anataka kuongea, but of course that's like a less than a 2-year-old baby fumbling with words, but you could clearly see mtu anataka he's angry with you or something of sort. So childhood trauma. If you're a parent bringing up a child, if at all you're having issues with your husband and wife, try to avoid this image of letting your child see them, because they'll grow up, it is a man or a woman, and violence will be like part of them. I think at this age, my mom was telling me last year they have been 30 years in marriage, and I have never seen my parents argue before me. Like, I don't know what time they argue, because I have never seen it. I have literally never seen my parents argue in my presence. I don't know how they fight, they handle the issues, but I think they made them way that if you're having our own issues, I don't think our children should be involved in all this. So we are human, we fight, we do everything, but I think they set a pace for me. So try not to involve your child in your fights, because when they grow up, they have these anger issues, this bitterness, this hating, and before you realize it, they turn into something else. So please let me hear your comments down below about childhood trauma and how you're bringing up your child. And if you're a mother, especially of our generation, of course you have phones, you have insecurities and everything. Don't make it in front of your kids, because these kids are learning and they know everything. I was just reading about the trauma and I'm like, oh yeah, I think this is what transpired. My ex was this and this. Yani hangeamini mapenzi, ungeambia unampenda na kwambia unanipenda juu unataka pesa yangu, you calling me babe because you want my money, your father has spoiled you. I'll be like, my father is one hell of a strict man, and up to date I still fear that man. I'm like, hey, he's calling, nyamazeni. So subscribe, honeys, and I'll see you on my next video.